Hi, Jovanka. Good morning to you. Thank you for having me here. It is truly an honor for giving me your space to share about my journey, basically my story. So right now, what you mentioned, the currently what I'm doing is, well, let's just put it this way. I am the founder of the movement Worthy, Authentic, and Abundant.
Mm.
Why worthy? Why authentic? Why abundant? Well, simple. I like to keep things very simple. Worthy, it's because you need to find your worth. So whether you're at a corporate or whether you're on your entrepreneurial journey, you have to know your worth. But how do we know your worth? For me, life had to humble me for me to really look within. Who
Yes.
am I? And what who am I supposed to be, and how do I want to present myself out into the world? And
Absolutely.
in that, I need to unlearn a lot of things.
Mhm.
Second part would be authentic. I know I don't want to say that it's being loosely used in the world right now, but truly, if you're not authentic, who, because everybody's born an original, nobody's born a copy, right? You are one of one. And I also don't believe in this phrase of one in a million. So yes. And once you know your worth, that means that takes unrooting certain limiting beliefs that you have since your childhood or adolescent years, or it could even be your adult years. You present yourself into the world as your truest essence, and automatically this too, you'll be stepping into your most abundant
Mm.
timeline. And that's why it's that tagline of mine.
Yes, yes. I love that. And understanding your worth, I often believe that might be the most complex thing if you don't take time to sit with yourself
Oh
and
yes.
truly, as you mentioned, unlearn a lot of things, because a lot of things that we tend to do in life is often based on, like you said, our childhood, the way we grew up, the environment that we're in. So I truly love that. And to be authentic, as I mentioned to you, me coming on here and then knowing very little about you, because I want the world to know that, we're all on this journey. Most of us are on this journey to finding who we are, and with who we are definitely determines where we'll be today and go, in the future, which means right now we're talking about our careers and entrepreneurship and what that looks like for you. So off screen we did have a conversation about where you were, your story. Go ahead and share with everybody else, because I'd love for them to hear it as well.
Okay. Right. So my story is a bit of, there's always, okay, growing up, I've always been an overachiever. And for most of the part, it's for good reasons. I am who I am because of that. And that drive really drove me to attain what I've attained. But that also provided me with a very false foundation of what success
Mm.
is, or was, how I viewed success before. Now, my grew up in a middle class family. Dad always told me that knowledge is power, education is key. So you've got to, work, excuse my language, your ass off at school so you can, get the job, graduate, become, the valedictorian, and then work your way up the corporate ladder. And I thought that that was what I envisioned myself. And that was the vision of success that is ideal for
Mhm.
me.
Yes,
But
yes.
little did I know it wasn't at all. When I remember at 17, at 30, at 17, I imagined my life would be sorted, settle down, have kids, get my good at a on the way to a C-suite position,
Yes, yes.
okay? And taking off those milestone, house, cars, whatever, and all this the accumulation of material possessions.
Yeah.
But at 30, I found myself. divorce, burnout,
Yeah.
and having to rethink about this whole identity that, hey, I used to be an overachiever, but I don't think I align with that anymore. In
Mm-hmm.
terms of, and the
Mm-hmm.
context is doing things my way and only my way without regard to what I should be doing, what is aligned to my soul
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Yes. So
And that's that for now. Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting for your question.
no, no, no. It and that's good because at the end of the day, it tells the journey of what our idea was at such a different age, right? 17 to 30. I hate to say it. I'm 46, so when I say this, it's not. I don't want it to be bad. It's a big difference, right? What we think
Oh,
we want at 17, and then what we
yes.
think we want at 30. I even
No.
what I thought at 36 and what I think now at 46, I'm like, not the same. So with that
Right.
said, you now are an entrepreneur. And what's the name of your business?
Well, it is the Nick Nierras holistic lifestyle.
Okay. And with that story, and as you told that, tell us more about how this fits into who you are and your purpose now.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So, I guess that's a follow up to my story. 2023, so the whole spiritual awakening, me having to look within, started my journey inwards, was the year that I got divorced, 2019, and it's also a year before COVID. So I
Mhm,
thought to myself, okay, the love department isn't for me.
mhm,
But that was the first time that I actually felt worthless, because I remember fighting for the marriage to, to not fall apart.
yes.
But we had to go in our separate ways. There were things that we needed to learn separately, and things that we thought were right then, but it wasn't right when we got together.
Mhm,
So I completely shifted my focus to work, because it was at the height of my career when we got divorced, and COVID happened. I was
mhm,
like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna nail this thing. I'm gonna get my promotion. And I did. But then the second year, COVID happened. I started getting into projects that were crappy. Okay,
mhm,
I, I, I was totally. I was a star performer in during the first year, and then the second year, the third year, it became very. I don't know. It's like the universe is trying to shake me, at
mhm,
least in my core, that, hey, Nick, wake up. This is not you anymore. You're
mhm.
not, because you did not. Number one, I think part of it, I did not grieve on about the loss of the relationship,
Yeah,
because I felt that a part of myself really died with
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And then I just, because it's always go go go. For me, at least before, I operated in the way that if these things don't work out, I don't need rest. I mean, it's just not for me. What's the next best thing for me to work on? And that also means I was operating more in my masculine energy,
mhm, mhm,
and I never knew, or I never really got in touch with my feminine side. Like, what does it look like to just rest and heal and really process all those emotions?
mhm,
And then COVID happened. It was a very humbling journey for me. That was the first time me being alone by myself after a long-term relationship. And then I had to sit with myself and really feel. That was the first time that I really feel into everything. Like every song
mhm.
that I listen to, I put myself in
Yes.
the lyrics and the movies, and I would just cry and cry and cry for days on end. And after I cried, like bawling my eyes out, in my own apartment by myself with my cat. I said, is this what it means to be truly alive?
Mhm,
I had to mourn the old Nicolette, when I it was okay. In hindsight, me crying was to mourn that, what I identified with before are no longer my identity now.
yeah.
So in 2023, I came across this 2021. I came across Mind Valley by Vishen Lakiani. I came across Rapid Transformational Therapy by Marissa Peer, and she talks a lot about subconscious reprogramming. So I
Mm,
wanted to find out about how I could help myself,
yes.
and in turn as well use that to help other people, because I know there's so many people who are in not so favorable relationship or jobs, but and they're scared to leave because of that lack of stability or sense of security, right? And
Absolutely.
I said, let me be the trailblazer, because from accounting to psychology, like how big of a difference can it be? I
Yes.
mean, it is super vast.
Yeah.
So I took 2 years to find out, to really think. When I saw the course, it was quite expensive, and it was COVID. I'm like, am I gonna stay in this job? I don't know how am I gonna afford this. Never mind. 2 years later, and I was during this period, I was already into the spiritual realm, like deep into it. Carl Jung, Alan Watts, divination tools, anything, everything and anything under the sun, because I wanted to know who I am
Yes.
and what is my purpose. So, and I believe, I don't I believe in this phrase: do not look at the message, do not look at the messenger, but look at the message. So
Yes.
everything around us is, there's the universe is always communicating. It is up to us to be very silent and intentional to receive all these guides.
Yes.
So 2023, scrolling on my Instagram, I saw the same post, the course, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna heed to that advice, to your advice. So I called them up and I signed up. It was I think 30% more expensive than the second. So but I really believed in it, and I believe in myself, and I just, there's like a download, like it felt right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 2023, signed up, and because at the time my self-esteem was really battered from the, I would say, mistreatment or the way I was treated in my the job that I had my burnout from.
Hmm.
I had to regain and rebuild that. So I thought to myself, Nick, what can you do to rebuild your confidence? What is your natural strength or flair? You like to talk to people.
Hmm.
And I said, okay, then let's start a talk show. I said, okay, what's the free avenue to do that? A podcast.
Have the team edit everything out. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So for anybody who knows, we do podcasts at home. That's what we do, you know.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
have this great studio. So Nick, my sincere apology. The pups was just
No,
all over.
you're good.
And it's so funny as we're talking about aura and being free. Yeah, the puppies come in and the aura and the freedom. I'm like, wrong freedom, wrong aura. Totally like no. These are, this is real life stuff that happens. Geez, yeah, in entrepreneurship is what we're talking about. I don't have an
Exactly.
office, right? Oh my goodness. Well, as you were going and you were talking about, going from accounting into this and then being in 2023 and now paying almost 30% more. I cannot not say that 30% more,
It is expensive.
right? And it often happens in a timing that fits best with you. So
Mhm.
considering or thinking about the fact that this was a journey from 2019 all the way to 2023, you have now developed this podcast to have this
Yes.
discussion, and now a business as an entrepreneur. And I do want to say this. I know I talk probably just as much as everybody else, but you said that you were an all in kind of person. Like you go all in and you reach this level. You're doing the same thing just in a different way. And I'm super, super proud of you because it's a big difference when you do it to make it to a C suite from a difference where you're making it to feel sweet and give it all back to other people. And that's what you're doing. So go all in on this. And that's what you did, just a little 30% more, but go all in on this. Because I'm here for the journey, Nick. I'm here for the journey.
Oh my god, that you're just making my evening better, Javanka. I'm gonna sleep better tonight. But yes, to echo on that, like, and you mentioned just before we started the interview, why would you want to build somebody else's dreams when you can build yours?
Mhm.
You're already putting 2,000% into it. What if you actually put that 2,000% into your own thing and be that light that people need in the world? Because I believe everybody has gifts.
Yes.
And I'm not saying people in 9 to 5 don't have gifts. No, you might be very content and very full with, joy and happiness just by doing, say, for example, what's a good, just a trainer, for example.
Yeah. Hmm.
They love to train people, onboarding new employees, and they do a, excuse my language, a damn good job at it, and
Hmm.
they take pride into that. So it's the same thing.
Yes.
But for me, I'm a nonconformist. I could only conform for so long.
Yes.
And I notice when people, because I wouldn't want to take advice from people who I won't, I don't want to live their
Yes.
lives.
Yes.
Yeah. So if
Yes.
I don't see you are, um I mean, on that par where I want to be, you're not there. So
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. And I think what you're saying, it sounds to me like even just having a mentor or someone you
yes,
desire to be where they are. You can't follow everyone, right? And I believe
that is very important.
interesting
Hmm.
part is we shouldn't follow anyone if the idea of their lifestyle is something that you would like to entertain or you want for yourself. Makes all the sense in the world. But I get what you're saying. How for myself, how am I going to sit here and listen to you when you haven't done what I'm doing? You've skipped a couple
Exactly.
of steps before,
Uh-huh.
you
And
know.
you'll know if
Yes.
people haven't done the work.
Yes, yes,
It
because they're
shows.
at this step that I'm trying to get to, but you don't have a story. So much
Yes.
like yourself, Nick, it's life is a story, right? And if you don't sit with it, you said there was a moment where you sat and you felt the songs and you felt the movies and you put yourself in there. If that moment hasn't arisen in some people's lives and they want to give back, I don't know if that would be effective for what you're doing right now, right? Because if we go with the mind and not the heart, right? The mind is telling us, "Hey, let's do this, let's do that," and I saw you for something.
Javaka, you are the, yeah, the angel speaking to you right now.
Yeah,
Timmy,
well,
thank
thank
you.
you. Interesting enough is when you I wonder, do people understand? Even in podcasts, there is still a transfer of energy. There is a look on our face. There is a an engagement in our body, and that still happens. And so, for those that aren't actually watching this, there is a transfer of energy. There's an energy that speaks joy, that speaks happiness, that speaks, understanding. And with what you're doing now, I'm sure that's how you're carrying this business on. So, how has it been, and how long have you been doing this?
Okay, so booted out last year. So I took at least a good few months to think about where I'm gonna live next to keep my overheads low because I don't want to go to corporate. So I took my trip last year. I went to the States, and simply because most of my guests are from the States,
Hmm.
and I actually met up with them, and because I know this is not, it's a, we're in it for the long run,
Yes.
right? Relationship, building relationship. And so August 2024 I registered it in my home base, which is Malaysia, and 2025 February I came out to the world that says, hey, I've transitioned. And okay, of course, prior to that, I had been coaching some people. for free
Mhm.
because they all come to me for advice.
Yes.
And I just want to help people, but so it can be very draining, Javanka. So I have to learn how to draw the line, the energetic boundaries. And then in 2025, I broadcasted to the world that, hey, I've transitioned. So up the responses were half and half. Some were like, oh my
Mm.
God, Nick, I'm so proud of you. You're finally following what you feel right in your soul. But some are like, but we know they're watching.
Yes.
When we put the content out there, we know they're watching, even though there are no likes. So
Yes.
I kept on putting my stuff out there. Some people came to me, and very, very, I guess a prominent example would be a lady. She found me on Google, and she just said, I needed somebody to help me with my spiritual integration.
Okay.
I said, okay, I think because I also I'm very intuitive. Now I'm leaning into what I've always been good at, but I kind of put that aside.
Yes.
And she was like, the way she was saying those things, we were like connecting just like virtually like this.
Yes.
And she said, girl, I think you're the one that I need to work with. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's do this.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've had some clients in person. And right now, Javonica, I'm still building.
Yes.
But I believe, again, it had to go back to my self worth. Because when you are an entrepreneur online, when you are a life coach, or doing programs, when you're especially pricing, you need to know your word and you need to believe your word.
Yeah.
So I had the biggest work was on that. And some people, the right people will be repelled, will
Yes.
repel
Yes. Yes.
because they're not ready
Yeah.
for you just yet.
Yeah.
But the right ones will say, you're the right person that I'm looking for. Here, take my money.
Absolutely.
So I
Yeah.
believe in that. And right now, some of my clients are short-term basis. So the long-term ones, I'm still looking for them, but
Yeah.
I know they're out there because
Yeah.
it's just been, let me see, February, July, 5 months in.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I believe in myself, and I believe in the mission. So
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. And I'm super proud of you. And it's funny how you say it was half and half. Some people say they're proud of you. The other people are still in question.
Indifferent, yes.
Yes. And interesting enough, I'm going to say this because I feel it. Those are the people that are scared to jump.
Exactly.
Those
You
and
said it.
yes, yes, yes. You're thinking it. I was just
Yes.
watching the movie. I was just watching the movie.
Yeah.
And I swear I was just watching it. I had to do it.
You see, you see the resonance.
Yes, yes, yes. And those are the people that are that fear. And I just said this in another one of my podcasts. When people talk about jumping, they think automatically they're going to fall. But what if you jump and fly? You know? And sometimes it's not of course it's in the thought, it's in the metaphorically kind of thinking. It's sometimes somebody needs to push you, and that's the universe kicking you out of an area to where you thought you were super comfortable, but it's not where you thrive at. So in all, I'm going to ask, and even though we're near the end, but it's really important to understand that Vision Pros Live talks about visions and things like that. But we also have to inform everyone that entrepreneurship and business, nothing happens overnight. In this moment and time in your life, in the 5 months that you've created this business of helping people, tell me about your vision.
Well, words are spells, right? So I'm putting this out in the universe. My vision is to create my first ever retreat next year, 2026. Between now to then, I'll be holding some master classes, cohorts, where I will be teaching about how to expand worthiness expansion. So it's gonna be in under that umbrella: worthiness, being authentic, and being abundant. And what does it mean to each one of you? Because everybody has a different definition to that. So that's the vision.
And you guys heard it as well as I did. In 2026, her first retreat regarding worthiness, authenticity, the abundance of life. I'm for it. I'm totally for it. With all of that, it's amazing. And again, I've said it probably twice already. I'm super proud of you for taking that leap, regardless if it was one that you wanted to do or one that you were pushed to do. How can people learn more about you? So your website and your social media handles, please.
Oh, thank you. I love this part. Whew. Okay, so I've been pushing out my content on my reels and my podcasts for the longest time, but right now I've started pushing again, breaking that barrier,
Yes.
creating talking heads content. So I'm available on all platforms,
Love
at
it.
least not Snapchat though. I'm on X, I'm on Instagram, I am on LinkedIn, I am on Spotify for my long form episode, and I'm on YouTube as well. So that's both my long form and my short form. And but my house, virtual house, would be my website. It is www.the Holistic. There's a W before the H, holisticlifestyle.com. So you can find an array of my digital guides, my offerings, my energy readings, my podcasts, appearances, and also my testimonials.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.